What led to the downfall of the girl group?
I had a lot of things that I wasn't handling well in my life. We were drag queens. We were like, what wig do you want to wear? What outfit you wearing? Blah, 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 blah. We didn't get stuff on paper like we should have. Bands, there's not always an equal split. Vicky wasn't being paid the same as me. Dee wasn't being paid the same as me. I was writing everything. I thought I earned it. People felt differently about that. All three of us felt differently, obviously. And then when tax time came, I had been paying out everybody, cash, checks, whatever, through when our music would sell. We split it 3 ways because I was like, we're sisters. It's what we're doing. Taxes are 36 to 42% of your income, right? So my 33.3% share didn't even cover the taxes on the money that we made from all of our music. Wow. I got out of DWV in a tax hole. And it's not like I could ask them to pay me back. I'm the one that paid them. It was my own stupid fault. I was the Matthew Knowles of the group. I was the one organizing stuff. I was the one writing a lot of stuff. I was the one with the car. I was the older sister doing it. And I took all that on myself. They didn't ask me for it. And they would always say, you're trying to do too much. And I was. And I still am. I love them. They're my family. They're my sisters. There's always a period where you don't talk to your family, So we had that, and it was hard. That's what led to the downfall, basically. It was all of us feeling some kind of way, and that didn't conducively make a good group anymore.
Yeah.
On stage, you wouldn't be able to tell, though, because we had something like 58 gigs after I decided to stop saying no to the gigs with DWV, and my manager told me, you're not going to work. Nobody wants you. And I was like, oh, wow. Well, we'll see. And I remember one of the gigs was a cruise ship where Vicky and I were being paid, but Detox wasn't. So that tells you a little bit about the manager I was dealing with. And he was on the boat with us, and Detox laid into him. And I remember it was the cruise ship thing where like you had to get customers to come and sign up under your name. Then you got paid if you had more than 50 people. I'm like, I'm not playing that little matchstick girl on a canoe game trying to get people to sign up for me. I was like, you're going to give me $3,000 if you want me on your boat to do all your little events and all your things. So they gave me $3,000. And then I was like, well, Vicky's not doing it for free either. So Vicky got $1,000 negotiated through that manager. We're backstage, literally talking, Detox, Vicky, and I, before we go on. And Detox realizes she's not being paid, and we are. Because something came up. She was livid. And, where do you put that anger? Yeah. It's like one of those things where there were a lot of things going on. I am not free from blame, obviously. They are not free from blame. But we're better and older, and Vicky's still the most talented one in the group. She is.
Do you still talk to them?
I saw Vicky in Little Shop of Horrors this summer as the plant. She was the best thing in the world. Yeah, we talk, but literally I have 28 cities in 41 days in the next couple months, in the next 2 months before March 27th, and then now it's like February something, so there's not much time to talk. But when you see each other, it's just like, you're
but it's like a family vibe, I don't always talk to my mom or always talk to my dad, but it's like, when you have that chance, you do.
Exactly.
You get into your spics.
And that was DWV.
So this ends, you, AAA, so American Apparel. Do they come to you? Do you go to them? How does the group end up starting? Was it just an ad campaign at first?
AAA, the American Apparel Ad Girls, started because American Apparel wanted to work with DWV. And we went in and took a bunch of free stuff from them, and we're working with them. And then Vicky was rightly moted because they didn't have anything in her size other than the scarves. So, and then some loose, baggy harem pants stuff. And she's like, I can't wear, I don't like that. I was like, yeah, I got it, girl. So then when I was in my next girl group, I remember my little contact, and they wanted to do a t-shirt campaign. And me and Courtney had done a show with the guy who was in charge of the AA stuff at American Apparel. And they're like, okay, we're going to be doing this. And they're like, we want to bring on one more girl. We were thinking of Alaska. And me and Courtney were on the FaceTime call with them. And we look at each other. And I was like, and she's like, you. And I was like, no. We're like, it's easier with two. We already figured out what poses we want to do. All that. And he's like, okay. And then the next day he's like, don't hate me. I added Alaska. And we're like, oh, that's fine. We like Alaska. It's cool. And Alaska knows all this now. So we did the little photo shoot. And then my best friend and right hand, Anthony, DJ Pasta Body, put on this song by, I forget who it was, something Gorgon. I forget, but it was American Apparel Girls. Andre 3000 was featured on it. And I was like, we should parody this song. And they're like, okay, let's try it. And we did it. And then I produced the video, and the video looked slick as fuck. And then we did a Christmas song. We were really hesitant to like calling it a thing or a group. Yeah, we did a 15-city tour. And hopefully people will see what is the fruit of that this year. Because it's a TV show we're trying to sell.
Oh, that's awesome. So still together?
I mean, we're all apart, but like, you know, we all have gigs.
Yeah. So it's just a little
We did an album. That album took like a year to get together because we're never in the same spot. Courtney's favorite hobby is doing reality shows on other continents. Now she's doing Dancing with the Stars Australia. I was like, Australia didn't want you. That's why you went to America. And we didn't want you, so that's why you went to England. Now you're going back to Australia? She took a long way around to get famous in a country that's about as big as Minnesota.